about sponsors. Sponsors is super critical to get. Mentors as well, but I will tell you that women are over mentored and under sponsored. And it is good to have mentors, but it also is very helpful to get sponsors. And people keep asking me, how do you get sponsors? One thing is you have to be really good at your craft. You have to be really, if you're in the tech field, you have to be very technically sound. And once you do that, what you need is then visibility, because a lot of people do great work, but they do it within the confines of their cubes. And this applies to men as well. And what happens is you need to actually get visibility for your work, which means you need to go showcase your work to the key players in your organization, you know, and people like that, and talk to people, build your network. So bringing that visibility will actually help you get some sponsors. And I've actually had the same experience. When I started with VMware very early as an engineer, I came from a startup world, and I loved being in startups because I could run as fast as I could and I could wear these different hats. But when I started with VMware, I felt very disconnected from customers, and I felt like the engineering organization was so disconnected from customers. It was a very big company. It was too big for me at that point. It wasn't as big in 2008 as it is today, but the sheer size of all the processes they had was just limiting me. And I was a very young engineer. And what I did was I went and looked at these different pain points that our customers were having, which kind of set me apart from all the other engineers because they never came from a customer-focused mindset. And once I found certain pain points, I went off and I started like this innovative project. I went to my executives and I pitched it to them. And I was not doing this to get a sponsor. I was doing this for pure love of the business. But that actually helped me get sponsors. And, you know, the sponsor that I got like the first year at VMware is still my sponsor today at VMware. And and he's my boss today, which is actually very cool, that I get to, you know, work with him every day. And I know he's constantly thinking about my growth. But what I'm trying to say is I was doing it very unconsciously and organically. But today we need to smarten up. We need to, you know, be aware of that organizationally. Who are the key players? How do you showcase your work and get that visibility? And, you know, naturally you will get a sponsor. So that's the other thing. Network is also one thing that is super critical for women. And, you know, the career interventions. And the other thing, last thing is persistence. And I will keep talking about persistence because that is so critical.